We're very fortunate on this situation. A lot of times the very bottom edge of the door and these seamed areas where it's bent to form the door panels here are usually get a lot of damage there. They're susceptible to the rust and corrosion. On this particular one, this looks like maybe a rock or some debris came up off the road from the tire, dented that area and allowed it to start the corrosion process along the door here. Both of these door areas are very solid on the very bottom. You don't see that often. You probably got it's probably about a 50-50 situation where the bottom of the door is actually worse than the surface rust. But in this particular case, we got lucky. I'm going to take care of the preparation of the rest of this door with the wire brush very carefully, not to go through the metal or take off too much material, and then we'll continue from there. We got off about 90%, 95% of the surface rust on this. Particular case, we got off about 95% of the surface rust off of the area. Now we can.
It looks like a lot of bumps there, Billy.
There is definitely a lot of bumps. There's, there's going to be areas where the rust really corroded heavier than others. So you still have a very uneven surface here that you're going to fill in with the Bondo eventually. What you want to do here, if you're at a point where you have to leave this overnight, you want to put a very fine coat of primer over this to try to stop any surface rust from developing again. Then you'll have to come back in the morning, of course, and sand that off again. But what you want to do at this point is try to get the moisture out of that, and the corrosion and the corrosive properties out of the metal pores themselves. Right now, what you want to do is you want to take your palm sander and go over this area again and try to get out. You have a lot of little pitted areas in here where the rust will still be contained and trapped. And you want to make sure that you go through there and try to get as much of that out as you possibly can without actually going through the sheet.